This is every fight to make after UFC 312, Plessis versus Strickland 2. I got every fighter that's important on the card, the main and co-main event, and nothing really else. But I kind of have to break them down and see what's next for every fighter that's important, and I'll place them on the screen where they belong. Sorry for not making a recap. I'm just crushed that Strickland didn't throw a strike with conviction. I have a right to just take a few days off after that. We'll start away with the main event. Dricus du Plessis had a good performance against Sean Strickland. Did what he did. Strickland just didn't do anything. He did worse this time. Now, we could get technical and say Chimaev is next. He's beaten everyone nearly. Not Strickland, though. How do you not beat Strickland, Chimaev? You bum. Imagine losing to Sean Strickland. How shit can you be? How do you get finished by Sean Strickland, Abis Magomedov? But this is what I think. It's Hamza. Oh, well, I just fucking leaked to Zhang Wei Li versus Shevchenko there, but I'll get to that. This is the next fight. Everyone wants it. Like, yeah, we can say Chimaev is the most deserving guy. Chimaev has a shot against DDP. He probably would lose. This is the one. Like, Chimaev can get the winner, maybe. If it's Chimaev, I think Chimaev should get it. If it's Dricus, then yeah, it's going to be tough for Chimaev to get a shot, because then Dricus will have to move up whilst having the middleweight title. So maybe an interim will be made then. If Baralho gets another win over Whitaker, which is in the works. So if Chimaev beats Dricus, which I do believe happens, maybe Chimaev can fight Chimaev for the belt. And then if Dricus wins, Chimaev is kind of fucked, because he's kind of earned a light heavyweight title fight. But this is the next fight. You can make it August, July, International Fight Week maybe. Main event, Dricus du Plessis versus Hamza Chimaev. The build-up is there. You can make it happen, man. This is a big fight. I think Chimaev Strickland would have been bigger, but Strickland didn't throw a single strike. It's all good, though. Looked worse this time. Pussy. But this is big, though. Like, Strickland and Chimaev is naturally bigger just because they have real beef. But this is more competitive. You know Dricus has a shot. Strickland doesn't have a shot against Chimaev. Obviously, if Strickland survives, Chimaev can gas and Strickland can overwhelm him. But Strickland, I don't think it's that guy anymore. Dricus is in his prime. Chimaev is the guy right now. Just submitted Whitaker easily. This is the fight, build-up-wise, and how competitive this is. I think Chimaev wins. I'm kind of locked on that. Dricus, I just feel like, makes too many mistakes on the ground. I feel like his takedown defense is a bit sus. Why is Derek Brunson on top of you in full mount nearly in round 1? That's such a terrible sign. Whitaker also took him down as well. Apparently he got back up. This is Hamza Chimaev. Like, you can't afford this. You can't afford to make any mistakes. So I will be picking Chimaev by submission. But this is the next fight. We move on. Sean Strickland lost to Dricus du Plessis. I was going to do him versus Whitaker. Because, listen. I was going to do him Whitaker because it just makes sense. It's the fight that never happened. But I feel like Whitaker's looking to turn around soon. Sean just broke his nose. And they're planning on doing Whitaker versus Baralho anyways. And Baralho's looking to return soon. So just timing-wise, Israel Adesanya didn't take much damage against Nasruddin Chimaev. But he did lose, got concussed, got dropped bad. He'll need at least 4 to 5 months off. I'm sure Sean will be ready by then with his healed nose. And I feel like this just makes sense timing-wise. It just makes sense for the division. And what are you going to do with Izzy? Do him versus Whitaker 3? Do him versus Baralho? I don't see Izzy doing that. I can see him taking on this rematch against Sean Strickland, which Izzy could win, because I feel like Strickland's been exposed now. Like, you could say before, Strickland got chinned by Pereira, but you haven't really seen Strickland lose a dominant decision. Obviously, Usman beat him back in the day, but that was at welterweight, and he got out-grappled. Usually Strickland, if he doesn't get KO'd by Pereira, let's just take that out and pretend that never happened. You see him lose split decisions. Close fight. Strickland arguably beat Cannonier. Strickland arguably won the first fight against Dricus du Plessis. You kind of just saw him get outpointed on the feet by Dricus du Plessis here. So is he, and I feel like these other guys are going to be more confident in just picking apart Strickland now if DDP can do it. Sean Strickland, Israel Adesanya 2 can be on a pay-per-view main card, pay-per-view co-main event. It can be on a fight night main event as well, but I feel like they wouldn't do that. But if they could do Izzy and Mavov, actually, I don't know. It would be actually a really good fight night main event, though. So I would do it in a fight night main event, honestly. Why not in like Riyadh, Saudi Arabia? We can do this fight if they go back there again, or maybe just put it on like an Abu Dhabi card. I'm sure they can. Turki Al-Sheikh can make something out of this. I think he's good relationship with Israel Adesanya, so maybe they do this. Sean Strickland, Israel Adesanya, maybe we make it in like a US fight night main event. Or just put on a main card of a pay-per-view. Because at this point, I feel like Strickland needs to work his way back up to main events. Especially, unless it's an Apex main event. But like in a crowded, all eyes are on Strickland main event. He's got to be on the main card. Because you didn't do anything. You fight like a bitch. I'm salty, I don't care. Work your way up. Make it happen, though. We move on. This has already been exposed. Now, I think Fiorot beats Shevchenko. I think she's hungrier, and I don't trust Shevchenko's grappling per se to just win this. Obviously, she can win. I don't see it. I think Fiorot is just going to piece her up on the feet and just be faster and be hungrier. She showed good takedown defense against Blanchfield. So I trust her over Shevchenko, and I feel like it will be Fiorot versus Zhang. But I'm just going to do this instead because it looks cooler, and it's Zhang versus Shevchenko. It just looks cooler as a fight. You've always wanted this fight. You've never really wanted Zhang versus Fiorot. Fiorot-Shevchenko will happen, though, and Zhang can take on the winner. I know you're talking about maybe Verna Jandiroba should get her shot. She could be, I don't know. She could be next. I feel like Yan Xiaonan, she's fighting her. I think Xiaonan can beat her. So I think, and we've already seen Xiaonan lose to Zhang. So that's that. Zhang should move up to flyweight. She's already the strawweight champ. Arguably the strawweight GOAT. Isn't, though. Joanna takes that, in my opinion. She's like the Jones of strawweight. Like, it's going to take a lot. So I think you should do Zhang versus the winner of Shevchenko-Fiorot. I put Shevchenko's face here, but Fiorot, I think, will be the winner. And the new flyweight champion of the world. We move on. Talison Teixeira beat Justin Tafa. Impressive Justin Teixeira. Easy win. Yeah. I think his next opponent... Well, first off, I'm just tired today. But I think he beat Justin Tafa easily. Who was a highly ranked guy for a debut outside the rankings. So, in a way, he's kind of earned a ranked opponent. Because he beat Justin Tafa, who was kind of right outside of it. So I think you should do him versus his brother, Junior Tafa. Maybe in Australia again for a fight night. Maybe if but if Hooker wins, what do you do with him? If Dan Hooker beats Gaethje and Poirier doesn't have a fight, so you can do fight night Auckland, Poirier, Hooker 2, with this is on the main card. Storyline is there. Storyline for Poirier, Hooker 2, if Hooker beats Gaethje. I don't fucking know. This is what I can only think of. Talison Teixeira versus Junior Tafa. Storyline is there. I guess you make this happen. Let's see if you can smoke the Tafa bros. We move on to Jake Matthews. He won. Good performance over Francisco Prado in a scrap. But he was just cleaner and more skilled than Prado. I knew that. He called out Neil Magny. They both agreed. They're not going to promote Jake Matthews as their next prospect. Like, the dude lost to Matthew fucking Selsberger. One fight I haven't really seen, though, and haven't really thought of. Two guys that have been in the welterweight division for a long time. Santiago Ponzinibbio. Santiago Ponzinibbio, legend, not legend. He's a fucking unk, though. He's been in the welterweight division. He just hasn't made anything out of the welterweight division. Like, he's had fights against, like, guys like Usman, which could have been interesting then. With Usman's heavy wrestling style, you're not out wrestling Ponzinibbio, but maybe Usman would have done it. But, this is stuff I want to see. Ponzinibbio, Matthews, just a perfect Apex fight night scrap. I would go Jake Matthews, but it is a good fight, though. Nonetheless, we move on to Alexandre Topuria. You're not getting Magny, by the way. You're going to say Magny for, like, Brian Battle, I feel like. I feel like we're going to get that announced soon. This fight, though. Topuria beat Kobe Thickness. Good performance. Not the best performance in the whole world, but it was a good performance. He won against Kobe Thickness. I think, personally, we're not talking Garbrandts. We're not talking these guys. These other big names, like Raul Rosas Jr. We're not going there yet. Maybe if he wins this. Not a can, but a good, okay, this is a fight. If Topuria wins, it's a decent win. And before you would have said this is a fucking free win for him. It's interesting, because this guy's improved. His name is, just beat Rinya Nakamura last pay-per-view, not 312, 311. Muin Gafarov beat Kyung Ho Kang and beat Rinya Nakamura. And he's on a bit of a spree right now. So I think you should do Topuria versus Gafarov. Any card, maybe on Ilya Topuria's next card. Alexandre Topuria on the prelims against Muin Gafarov, while we do Topuria versus Ilya Topuria versus Volk 2. But I don't know, I'm hearing rumors of Makasha fight. So Ilya versus anyone. We do this on the undercard. Easy. Now we move on to the last one. Anshul Jubilee. Do not redeem. I don't want to be racist. Do not redeem, sir! He won. He didn't win. He lost. I don't even know why he's here, but it's for memes, I guess. A guy that lost in the very same card as him is what's his name again? Cody Steele? I think it's maybe it's Kobe Steele? I think it's Cody Steele. Yeah, Cody Steele, I do believe, with a K. This is what you do. Both just have nothing. Cody Steele, want to give him a free win. This is it for him. Maybe Anshul can out-grapple him. I doubt it. But this just makes sense. And that's all I have to do. Yeah. On to Cannonier versus Rodriguez. Ooh. We'll see what goes down there. Like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Chimaev versus Drickus makes sense. I guess you do Strickland versus Adesanya too. I want to see Strickland realistically, I want to see Strickland Whitaker. Because that will show where Strickland's at. Like, maybe Drickus is just that good. I think, personally, Strickland's just that fucking empty in his game and just that bad, personally. But, I'd like to see Strickland Whitaker. And I think it's closer now. Like, before I was like, Strickland will win this. Whitaker just folds. But if that's the Strickland that's going to show up against Whitaker, Whitaker scolds him 30-27. So we'll see. I want that fight next, but I just know timing-wise, I'll do Whitaker Baralho. Strickland will fight Izzy. Yeah. Peace.